Behind every financial crisis, every boom and bust, stands a central bank, born from a secret meeting on Jekyll Island, fueling invisible inflation, and now facing a challenge to cryptocurrency. This is Elitology. Today, we trace the silent power of central banks, the fall of the gold standard, and why crypto may be their greatest threat. In November 1910, powerful financiers and policymakers secretly met on Jekyll Island, Georgia. They wrote the blueprint for what became the Federal Reserve System. They dressed as duck-hunting guests to conceal the meeting, because no one knew this plan would fundamentally reshape global banking. That meeting laid the foundation for centralized monetary control. By 1913, the Fed formally existed, but its power came from controlling the money supply. Through open market operations, interest rate manipulation, and quantitative easing, central banks can expand currency at will, unseen by the public. In 1971, President Nixon suddenly ended the US dollar's convertibility to gold. This single decision, known as the Nixon shock, cut the final tie to gold and turned the dollar into pure fiat currency. That shift allowed unchecked money printing and triggered decades of inflation. The dollar gradually lost about 30–40% of its global value. Once money isn't anchored to gold, value becomes manipulable. Every economic downturn, the Fed prints more. Eventually, everyday savers lose, while banks and institutions profit from interest-bearing assets. Now, central banks face a new challenge: cryptocurrencies. The Czech National Bank just proposed investing in Bitcoin, perhaps the first Western bank to do so. Meanwhile, the ECB emphasizes caution. Bank of England warns stablecoins threaten banking stability. Crypto isn't just a buzzword. It's a direct challenge to the centralized model. Instead of fighting crypto, many central banks are building their own CBDCs. The European Central Bank plans a digital euro by 2025. The US is still testing ideas. CBDCs offer fast, programmable money, but also total institutional oversight. Crypto threatens control of the central banks. It's decentralized. No bank office or central ledger. It operates outside traditional banking and is harder to monitor. Its limited supply counters inflation. For those who believe money shouldn't be controlled by a privileged few, that's power. Here's Chris Sullivan, speaking from Jekyll Island, about the secret meeting that shaped the Fed.
This is one of the biggest criminal conspiracies in the history of the human race, and it all started here. And these 6 gentlemen here behind us were heavily involved.
Every single war that we've seen in our entire history effectively was engineered by these folks.
What parallels, if any, you see between JFK and Donald Trump?
You don't hear Donald saying end the Fed when he knows damn well we need to end the Fed.
There's a video of a New Zealand central banker, I think, where he says, central banking is a great business.
Print money and people believe it.
And that pretty much sums it up.
You are a den of vipers and thieves. I've determined to rout you out, and by the eternal, I will rout you out. And if we don't have the faith and the strength to do it, then you deserve to be death slaves. It's that easy.
Let's talk about the Titanic conspiracy theory too, because I think that's just interesting.
Either they're all about to kill us between now and 2030, or that happens.
Central bank warnings calling Bitcoin digital tulips or a threat to monetary policy, from a secret island to global fiat. Central banks have shaped modern finance, often away from public view. Crypto represents either disruption or co-option through CBDCs. Where do you stand? This is Elitology. Subscribe for weekly explorations into hidden systems, elite power, and the forces shaping your money. Let us know. Will crypto replace central banks or become part of their next move?